What's up, everybody? We back.
Hey, you guys.
What's going on? What's going on? Round two.
Another episode of More to the Story. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for hanging out, Patreon. If you ain't on Patreon, then you missing out.
You missing out. Because the shit that goes on behind the scenes.
Wow, that we got to cut out the fight.
We have to cut the music out. I mean, we have to mute the mics because it's a lot of shit that gets said and done.
I love folks that can go a second round.
Hey.
Yes. A third,
Shout out to Pink Hips.
Shout out.
Well, we back, man.
Yes,
This is a continuation of last week's episode. We got the same guests here. We have an amazing episode lined up for you guys. And I'm going to let Farron kick it off as usual.
Did you let me kick it off? So we're back with Daddy Hef and the beautiful Sweet Majesty and the beautiful Priestess Pussy. Mm-hmm. These names, I love them. I love them. So we are going to start with a question for each of you this time. So what is the wildest place you've ever had sex?
Wildest.
Priestess.
The airport parking garage.
Airport parking garage.
Yeah, the energy in that motherfucker is popping.
At the airport?
like you got a layover, you got 97 minutes. I'm gonna pick you up at arrivals, not I'm gonna pick you up at departures, not arrivals.
Because you get to
because you're coming in somewhere right now, and then you go, where it's busy. Like you go where, don't go try to hide.
Yeah.
You got to be in plain sight. Hide in plain, because ain't nobody expecting at 11 a.m. for somebody to be throwing that ass in the back seat at, Bush Intercontinental.
Babe, let's go to the airport when we leave here.
Yes, and the energy, the manifestation you can do, like it's so much energy going in and out, you can take your opportunities anywhere fucking in the airport garage. That's how I do it.
Wow.
Delicious.
Okay. Words. We're going to have to add that to our
bucket list.
What she said. That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
She got it. Thank you. Okay. Ooh. What does it mean to be good in bed? Hef.
I think in order to be good in bed, you have to just be clear about what your shit is. Mm-hmm. Like if you're really good at eating pussy and just hitting that one spot where that first 1 to 2 inches inside the pussy, if you're good at working them two things right there, you in there.
So you saying like stick to your strengths?
Yeah. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And then when you stick to your strength, you can explore going a little bit more, right? Mm-hmm. And be honest, fellas, everybody cannot fit a Magnum condom. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Listen, fellas, this is a PSA on some real shit.
I feel like he's speaking from a.
No, I'm saying. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Listen, don't be getting them condoms. It's too big now. If
Because
she's be slipping off,
it fall off.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
They
Fall
over
off
there
in
trying
it.
to fish it out.
Yeah.
Boy,
2 fingers.
We've all been there before.
All been there.
Oh my
You know what I'm
God.
saying?
Yeah.
Be honest about your condoms. It's okay. Like it's okay if you still using Trojan ends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They get the job done.
Yeah, that's
Right.
it.
all
Some women
can
have
fit
a
a
shallow
foot, so it
vagina.
don't matter.
You say what?
All condoms, you can put your whole fucking foot in it. So
Yeah, there you go.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Stop
That
tripping.
brings
Ain't
things
nobody
Yes,
into perspective.
I know, right?
Yeah, y'all done had that sex ed.
You just grabbing
in
the
college?
magnums because they look good
Yeah.
when
Sherry-
actually
Go
all
rapper.
of them
Yeah.
stretch this
When they're
far.
like,
Like,
girl,
she
when
even
they
likes
tell
to
you
go
it's too
rapper.
tight,
Yeah.
don't
Someone
believe
do
them.
this.
Look, and they put their whole foot in there and it didn't bust. I was like, oh, okay.
Sherry Bourne said the rubber's looking like a loose turtleneck.
Right. Looking like an Afghan.
Hey, y'all loose condom wears. Make sure y'all have some Plan B. On deck.
Right.
Listen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Plan B on
I mean,
deck.
that makes sense, though, to play to your strengths because you move more confident when you know you're
Yes.
good at this.
Yeah.
And then you can explore,
Yep.
building skill elsewhere. But,
And also have do some cardio. At least jump rope or walking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You'll hit the woods. You don't want to be like, you don't want to be pumping and be like, hold up, girl. Let me get my breath.
Yeah, it's not sexy. Ain't nothing sexy about that.
Right, you got to be able
For
to
my
push
fellas that
past that
snore, take your
limit.
CPAP off the desk.
Off your nightstand.
Take it off your nightstand.
Yeah. Take it
No,
off.
sometimes that CPAP is sexy.
You'll
Ain't
understand
nothing
more.
sexy about. Ain't
When you
nothing
had
sexy about
that thing
CPAP.
on like Bane and I had a partner. Look, okay.
Wait, if
You
you,
know who you
if you got to fuck with the CPAP on,
No, you put it on to go to sleep.
Like you,
Yes.
like,
we doing role play.
I
It's villain night.
regret making a joke.
villain night,
Yeah.
I regret making a joke. Let's just
Listen.
move
Oh, you
on.
triggered an
Listen,
old
listen.
memory.
So you fuck someone, they had a CPAP machine. Did they have it on?
It'd be like,
Like Darth Vader and shit.
Like Bane. It was
Wait
Bane.
a second. My babe got a CPAP.
Yeah.
Okay.
y'all be fucking with the CPAP?
See?
Y'all be fucking
No.
with the
No.
But that's a completely
No.
different. But imagine his flow. Imagine his oxygen flow.
Here's the thing. Could he be on the CPAP and still lick your pussy? Like if you were riding
No,
the
this
face?
is a dick. No, this is
I
a
got
dick
the
rider.
full. I got the full face mask.
No, this is
They're
dick
different
riding
only
CPAPs.
for
They got
when
one
he's
just for the
asleep.
mouth.
CPAP
Yeah.
is a
When
dick
he's
riding
asleep.
Yeah, it's
experience.
when
Oh, it's dick riding experience.
Yes, especially yes, in the flow, and we can push past a certain limit. You know how you push
Yeah.
past our pain
Yeah.
threshold.
Yo, she's
I will
using
push
the
a nigga
CPAP
past
as a
his dick
sex
riding
tool.
threshold.
Do you hear this?
I do not.
Oxygen.
I
It's
don't know.
oxygen.
Yeah.
It's for your life.
You're
It's for
wait a
your
second.
life.
Yeah,
You're
for real.
choosing not to hear
Like
it.
on some real shit, like men be out of breath, we be like,
We do
I
75
think
to 85% of the work. Okay?
Because
Bullshit.
you choose to.
No, y'all ain't nobody. I've
Bullshit.
never met a woman that will ride an entire session. If y'all going the whole night, if
Are
y'all
you
like the
daring?
whole
I
no,
won't.
no, I'm not talking about like one nut. I'm saying, all right, we finna get freaky all night long, and all night long you gonna ride this dick.
No.
You got that in you?
Hell yeah.
No.
No, wait, no.
You
no.
haven't put me to the test yet.
Okay.
whoa.
Challenge
I'm
accepted.
gonna let y'all know.
I triple dog dare you. Here's
I'm gonna let y'all know.
Y'all ready for another challenge? That sounds like another challenge.
You and these damn
It
challenges.
ain't a woman in the world that got knees good enough to ride all night
Bullshit. You
long. I'm
better
putting
go
it
to
out there.
H-Town.
Yo,
Putting
wait
it out
a
there.
second. Wait a second. The way I do from the back, though,
Okay.
that is me on top.
Exactly.
But also on
The
the
way
From the
couch.
back,
I throws
right
it
on the
back
couch,
and ride it on the
right.
couch.
No,
Ride it
from
with
the
one
back
leg
is
up,
not.
change
No,
the gear.
riding,
You can ride on top
riding
from
and
the
from
back.
the back are completely two different things.
No, it's not.
Not the way I
Let's show
No,
you his position right
the
now.
weight is distributed differently.
Not
Okay,
the way I
when,
do
you're
it.
on, when you're on all fours, there's four different
Somebody-
points of contact with the bed that are distributing the weight. When you're riding, that's
he
just
gets to
your
the
that's just your
geometry
knees and your
of it.
legs.
I leaned forward
It
and
don't
let
count.
you
Look,
know
I
it.
can show you a
Count.
position.
As a woman that is into pegging, it is a lot of work from a man's
What?
perspective.
Hold
like
on, what?
to fuck somebody else.
Hold on,
Like,
hold on.
it's a lot of
Hold on,
work.
hold on.
Oh, you
Let's
just found that out?
Let's review that. Could you say, hold up.
As a woman that's into pegging,
Can you say you're into pegging?
Into pegging.
So before we go further, can we talk a little bit about pegging?
Y'all, wait a second. Wait a second.
sorry.
For those who have watched the show, you know that I'm very interested in this conversation.
look how rhyming happens.
The turn
Word.
this conversation
So his
just went.
oh, I love this. Let me tell you, this is my shit right here. Listen, we
Debauchery.
This,
Debauchery.
okay, so I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm the official ambassador of debauchery. Right?
Okay.
Did not know that.
No. Here's the thing. I'm sanctified, certified,
Hallelujah.
right? Nastified,
Nastified.
Wow,
right?
wow.
And I'm the ambassador of debauchery.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Love to hear it.
Love to hear it.
Yes. So let's talk about this a little bit. So are we talking about pegging right now? You're interested in pegging?
I just would like to know more about those things.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes, the answer.
She,
Here
listen,
we go.
Farron has been trying to. She's been trying to find somebody to peg for probably about 13 months now.
Oh, it's done. It's done
Really?
after this episode.
no,
Listen.
you ain't tried hard
You,
enough. 'Cause
I
they
would
out
say
here.
that they will throw themselves at you.
Listen.
You know,
I mean,
you put out the best
I ain't
was
even let her
like,
lick my ass yet. She's
let
Farron has
me-
been trying to lick my ass.
Sir, sir.
Never
Hold
gonna
on,
go. We gonna throw that in reverse.
Hold on. From a
Relax,
man's
just
from-
relax.
from-
You
from-
missing out on a lot of
from,
good
from,
feelings.
from the man's perspective. From the,
Receive.
so what is your
Hang up.
what is your hang up about her licking your ass?
Let me tell you something. I'm ultra regular. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no fiber. I don't need no Raisin Bran Crunch. I'm just ultra regular.
Got you.
You know what I mean? And I just feel like a man's ass is never clean enough. I told her, I said, if you lick my ass in the shower right after the soap just left my ass, then we good, right? But that's a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot.
No, it's not.
No.
Not at all.
So
Because I get you for the water color.
Why the water running?
What the?
All of it.
Like, so here's the thing. I'm gonna give you a story. You ready for a story?
Please.
Yes.
So I was a young buck in freshman in college. And this young lady, she licked my ass when I was in college my freshman year. And I was like, what is going on?
God bless her.
But I held my legs. I was like,
Right.
held
Let
the
me
leg.
help you.
Let me hold your leg.
I gotta get
listen, I ain't too proud. Fellas, she licked my ass. It transformed me.
one thing about eating
I was-
ass as a woman, like, don't make it hard for me to get to people. Like, I
Right.
don't want to bend over. I don't want to. You got to do it. Don't make it hard for me to get
Right.
there, because when I get in there, I'm trying to get in there.
Right.
Why do I gotta fight you to lick your ass? Like, I
Right.
need you all fours, knees to chest. I don't care how you do it, but don't be having me trying to fight
Yes.
your asshole. trying to,
I
like,
understand
get
that,
She
in
but
said,
I-
hold up.
She felt that
she
in
said
everything.
She
Knees
said,
to chest, baby, knees to chest.
knees to
Knees to
chest.
chest.
I got
Knees-
Y'all know that
and
from
balls and dick
football.
at the same
Look,
time.
Majesty
What?
meant that with
Hold
everything
up.
in her
So-
because
so-
everything else you say is so sweet.
So-
But this, you was like, no, I need you
Hold up.
all fours. Like,
so what you're saying is you got to hold. Hold up, I'm not saying I do
to
these
chest.
things. However, so you're saying right here.
Knees to lay on your back, pull them knees to your chest.
Happy
Goddamn.
baby.
Listen,
Goddamn.
I'm not
yoga.
saying it's a
God
hard
damn.
shot for me. I'm
Yes,
just
sir.
saying she got to catch me on a full moon.
Yeah, full moon, yeah.
You had to turn
Yeah.
When
that
that
back.
shit-
Make it
yeah,
sacred.
when that shit
Make
is
it
in me,
sacred.
you know what I mean? Like,
You know
cause like
what?
we've definitely we've reached different
Yes.
levels of our kink.
Sure.
When we've been sex drunk, like
course.
you know, the
Yeah,
first time she's the first
Sex
ass I
drunk.
ever ate.
Oh.
Like, and that happened during a sex drunk moment.
Are you continuing
At
to
least
eat
you're
ass?
a
Oh
giver.
yeah,
At
it's a
least
thing
you're a
now.
giver.
It's a thing.
there
now.
was no
Yeah,
going
them
back.
There's no
juicy.
going
I'm
back.
telling you, I was like,
My
if
nigga.
everybody got
Don't
their
leave them
ass eaten,
hanging
the
now.
world
Tell
would be
here.
a better
More
place.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that balloon
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I like that little balloon
When
out.
it pucker
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, when she poses in it.
That shit winking at you.
Yeah.
Daddy.
I call it the pucker down under.
Right. When it started quivering.
Talk to that motherfucker and be like, hey,
Right.
boy.
Kegel.
Hey,
But
boo.
really
I'm over
though.
here like, oh, my booty hole's so cute.
Yes.
Be
Some
like,
lipstick
That's
on
a
it.
pretty booty hole. Put some
Yeah.
lipstick on
Yeah,
it.
make it
Put some
vegan. Make sure it's vegan.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
How the second episode get so
I
loose
know.
so fast?
Hey,
We
Goddamn
talking about pegging? This
Yeah.
shit
This
started
ain't a
up.
regular mimosa.
No.
But
It's not
really
a
though,
regular
let's
mimosa.
talk about the
Yes,
men getting
yes.
them to be open to
Yes.
getting their ass ate.
Okay.
There is a level of emotional safeness and trust that us as Black women, we have to provide that safe space.
Mm-hmm.
And the level of intimacy and finesse in a very loving way that we want, we have to give to our men. We want really the same things. It's not so different. So think about whatever it is that you want, because I have a way of finally getting a man to moan once he hit me with that, you know?
Yeah.
Then the ass is already open. You know, it's just like it's like, you know,
Really?
the door opener to just the emotional. Once they emotionally open, then they'll just naturally turn. and-
Oh, like
They
that?
start lifting it up a little bit for you.
Yeah, so
Really?
you that's
But
just how you
do
want
they spread it open?
They will spread it open. Once you get
They
them to
will
a
toot
certain
that
point,
thing
yes.
up. I'm gonna
Yes.
make it work.
Yes.
Okay.
Now notice,
yes.
ladies and gentlemen, notice. I'm writing down notes right now.
Right.
She said roll up and they grab it.
They will open it
Right.
up, lift
and
it
open
up.
it up.
They
Make
will
sure that you-
grind it on your face.
Really?
All of it.
Wow.
Yeah, all
And
of
Let
it.
me tell you
Wow.
something.
So
So
it's-
y'all out here capping.
Let me tell you-
Let me tell you something. I am completely comfortable with her. You know, she's walked in on me while I'm sitting on the toilet, door open, because I prefer.
See,
to
but
lick
you
her.
There's no walking in
Here's
on
the-
him.
here's-
The
here's
door
the
is
thing-
already
here's the
open.
thing, though. It's you
It's
know,
hard living for me.
it's very difficult for a lot of men to understand when to turn on and off the masculinity.
Yes.
Right? Because if
That's
you look at yourself as a
true.
Word up.
provider and a protector, you feel like you have to carry this bravado around with you all day. Even into the bedroom. I got to fuck you from the back. I got to smack your ass and shit like that. So to make ourselves vulnerable, to turn over, like, Because when you're talking about like a man turning over and like opening it up for you and like you get the easy access to it,
very vulnerable.
that's very vulnerable.
for
Like
real.
I mean, you look even the way dogs use the bathroom. Like when they're like this, that's when they're the most vulnerable, right?
Right.
And so they're
careful about where they
careful about what
assume
they
their
doing and doing.
position because
and they're dependent upon their partner or their owner to protect them in that moment. And so I completely agree that you have to be in a complete vulnerable state, but also like that safety and that space that you and your partner have, you have to have that before you, because I'm just listening to you. I'm like, I don't even know. I love this woman. I would lay down my life for her in Middle Street,
But not your ass.
But here's the thing. You're saying that you wouldn't put your legs in the proverbial buck and allow her to have ass, balls, and dick.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I got
That's
you.
what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. And then look, when she said turn to the side,
Yeah,
just a
like-
visual of me just be like
Twan.
go ahead,
like-
yo, you just gonna take it.
Right.
You just gonna take
So,
it.
let me give you a different perspective. I have two things to say on that. So I feel like eating ass is one of the most submissive places that a woman can be or a person can be. And so think about it from that aspect of it's not turning your masculinity off. It's turning your masculinity up to where that is a very dominant place for you to be in a very trusting and, wherever it is. You know what I'm saying? Place to be. It's an exchange. It's an even flow when it comes to that kind of thing. And then on the other side of it, there is a level of femininity that is in every person.
Yeah.
Every person got the X chromosome.
Oh yeah, I do this
Right?
a lot when I'm talking.
See?
No. First of all, what you gonna do is respect
Right.
me.
Not the zesty.
Right. And so, imagine, like you said, you feel safe because you're in these masculine places and all this stuff. So you really haven't been battle tested in your totality. So really, this is only going to strengthen how strong you can be. If you can be in that vulnerable position and still...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
You know what I'm
if she
saying?
eat my ass, she can't go. I mean, she already can't go nowhere.
I was gonna
But if
chime
you eat
in.
my ass, I gotta kill you if you try to go.
Right,
somewhere.
I
You
get
can't
it.
be out
I
here
get
just
it
telling people
because
I had his
when
legs
she eat
pinned
her
up.
ass, that pussy is his, but then that ass is yours.
I was gonna chime in and say
wow.
people hear masculine and hear feminine and think masculine man,
woman.
feminine woman.
Yeah,
but it's
that's
yin and yang.
not what
Both
it is.
exist within each other, and you have to know how to use. Like it is feminine to be nurturing, but that doesn't mean that men aren't nurturing.
Yeah.
It is masculine to be providing, but that doesn't mean that women don't provide. You have to know where you fall on that scale. Why are you two doing that? You have to know where you fall on that scale and how to some degree manipulate your strengths and your abilities to kind of like get what you want and to express what you want, because we both possess masculine and feminine energy to different degrees.
Yeah.
So it's okay to be a man who has some feminine tendencies. It is okay to be a woman. It is normal to be a woman who has masculine tendencies. Both ways.
Right.
Sure.
And we have to say that. We have to
Yes.
tell. I mean, like, just because you do this does not mean that you're gay, that
Nope.
you're this.
You don't even have to say it. You have to
Yep.
show
Yeah.
it. You have
We
to-
really
but
have to
I
see it.
do
Yeah.
think
To
men
show
need
it.
to hear that affirmed sometimes because the conversation doesn't even start, and there is a trauma from men of having
Black
any
men.
kind of situation,
Yeah,
and the
especially
first
black
thing
men.
a woman
Yeah.
says is, "Oh, you got a little dick," or "Oh, you gay," or "Oh, you this." So we have to make atonement for that. As
We
well.
have
Yeah,
a history
absolutely.
of dealing with when in a situation when a woman gets mad at a man, the first thing they do is try to emasculate
Your dick
them.
little anyway.
The little, you was crying. You crying over your homeboy
Yeah.
getting shot. Like we don't have those
Exactly.
emotions. So
That's right.
we carry that through our whole lives, knowing that if something takes a turn for the west or worse, this is how you're gonna talk to me. So
Right.
it makes it very difficult to make ourselves vulnerable, especially when we're naked, because that's when we're the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
So when now we're naked, and now you want me to explore this part of my body that, for the most part, has been behind closed doors in the sexual, especially in the black community when it comes to that. I feel like white men have a little more, not a little more, a lot
They
more
have
leeway
total
when it comes to
room.
that.
Yes.
Yes,
And
like-
so
like-
now
like-
you're
like-
asking me to explore this part of my sexuality.
Give it to me,
and you're not
baby.
going to throw it back in my face when you
Right.
get mad at me because I didn't take the meat out of the freezer, or because
Right,
I was late picking you
right.
up, or because I didn't,
Toxic
whatever the fuck it is.
femininity.
Yeah,
Right, right.
'cause like, and now,
Yeah.
like, anytime that happens, anytime you get mad at your partner and you throw that type of thing, that's exactly where you go to first.
Right.
Absolutely.
To
Like,
insult us, to break us down.
Like
then it
that's why
pushes
that's
us further and further
like,
from that.
You old ass spreading ass nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
that's
you
what
wasn't saying all that when I was licking your ass.
That's right.
Like, I don't want to be a fucking Instagram reel sound
Yeah.
bite. Like, I don't want. I don't want our argument to be able to be put over millions of videos,
right.
and that's what most guys think. They go to that extreme when anything like that is brought up.
And so really, I apologize for interrupting. Right, but that all has to do with you got to trust. You got to be you got to trust that no matter what, the person that you're engaging with, no matter what, y'all fuck with each other. Y'all listen. I ain't attracting no woman who gonna tell that I like to get a finger in my ass. I don't, or do I worry about that shit?
Yeah.
You want to lick my ass? Okay. I ain't hey, listen, here's this damn MDA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't tell nobody.
Yeah.
But as women, we have to create that space amongst women because I have girlfriends. I'm the black sheep of my friends. I am the most sexually open and explorative person of my friends. So when I hear my girlfriends and they're saying things that are very demeaning, especially towards black men, I have to be that person. I don't mind being that person to say, listen to what you just said, and listen to how that's going to make somebody feel. You have to be that person. I'm very big on advocating for yourself and just standing up for yourself and standing up for what's not right. So when I hear my friends doing that, I am the first person to be like, let's put that in reverse. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about why that's problematic. Let's talk about how you talk about how a man never opens up to you, but look at the space that you're creating around the space. Look at the way you're looking at men and viewing men. You have to be comfortable doing that stuff in order to create a better, holistically, I think a better
sexual and romantic experience.
Absolutely. And let me say that while we're on this discussion, for the people out there that have kids, these are the discussions that you also need to have with your kids. Because this is the only way that we're going to break that cycle. This is the only way that we are going to make men feel protected in the bedroom. And there are a lot of women out there that are super traditional and men as well. But if you want to be more explorative, if you want, the next generation to have it better for us, it can't just be generational wealth. It has to be generational knowledge. You have to be able, we didn't just have a birds and a bees conversation with our daughter. I feel comfortable and confident in knowing that if our daughter wanted to do anything with her life, she will feel confident bringing that to us and comfortable bringing it to us because we created a space where we tell her about everything. We talk about the show. We talk about the different ways that you can be in a relationship, the different ways that you can be in a marriage, because we don't want her to think the same way we thought, where it's just this one cookie cut away, and this is how you have to be married, and this is how you have to be in a relationship, and this is how you have to conduct yourself. Because when you continue to preach that, and we were talking about, when we were kind of discussing this, how the lady who had cut her ham in half when she put it in the oven.
Oh, yeah, just doing something because that's the way it's always been done, but never asking why.
Right.
So the story was kitchen full of women cooking. Somebody cut the ham in half and put it in the oven. The youngest youngest woman in the kitchen was like, why do we cut it in half? She asked her mom, and her mom was like, I don't know. Grandma always did it that way. And so they go to grandma and was like, why do we cut the ham in half? And she was like, oh, because back then the oven was too small to fit the whole ham in. And so you're doing this and you're not even questioning why things have always happened this way. And so it's not changing.
Right.
And you're not giving yourself space for it to change.
Absolutely.
I have to thank you guys for being the type of parents that allow that to open, allow those type of conversations, because a lot as growing up with black parents, especially a single black mom, you don't question what mommy do.
Yeah.
You don't ever question mommy. So being parents now and in 2022 that allow that space is very important, because one day your daughter is going to have relationships with men, women, whoever they decide to have relationships with, and that is going to, the way they interact with people is going to propagate a type of stigma. And it's very important to be open. And so I want to thank you guys for being those type of parents, because it's very important.
Yeah, I'm all about advancing your boundaries and your knowledge.
Yes.
I feel like we have, especially as a culture, we set these tangible goals for ourselves, and that's what we work toward our whole life. And it's not until we meet other people or we expand our palettes for the things that we may be interested in but never knew about it. I've done a lot of stuff, mainly drugs, because of Farron. But she's the first person that ever showed me and continuously showed me unconditional love. Not even my mom. And bless my mom's heart. I love my mom.
Right, shout out
but
to the creator.
Certain things in my life happen. to where she treated me differently. And at the time when she started treating me differently, she was my best friend. So outside of my caregiver, she was my best and only friend. It was a weird situation where I went to school in a different city than I stayed in, and if people found out, I would get kicked out of school. So I couldn't have friends over. I've never had friends spend the night. I never had friends spend the weekend. I might have went to somebody else's house, but this is my best friend. So when she started treating me different, like I moved out at 14, didn't know what unconditional love was, put a lot of walls up, the walls that she had to get through and break down, because for the most part, most people love conditionally. And Farron is the first person that has ever loved me unconditionally.
Man.
So I knew, all right, well, if I take this and something goes wrong, I know she's going to take care of me. I've never felt comfortable with anybody else in the world putting my life in their hands.
That's big.
Until my wife.
Man, I'm going to tell you, and realistically, man, wow.
It's crazy.
Unconditional love, right? Like learning to love without conditions, that's the shit. Like that's really like, that should be on your bucket list. Of all the things you want to do is learning how to love unconditionally. Like, yo, I just love you. Why you love me? Because I love you.
Through it all.
Through everything. Right?
But also with that, learning the discernment of to some degree who deserves that.
That's right.
Some
That's
people,
right.
some people
Everybody
need
does it.
conditions.
Some people
Everybody
need
wants to treat you the way you deserve to be treated. Some people don't look at love and look at what it means to love somebody the same way. So also being able to discern who is deserving of unconditional love, and when you gotta be like, all right, that's the line, and you cross it.
Absolutely. And I don't think that could happen unless you have a level of self-love and self-awareness, because you really cannot get what you cannot give. You know, you cannot receive what you aren't. And so understanding what you desire, understanding your needs, understanding your boundaries, those are conditions, but it's more of, like I say, teach people how to treat you. You know, I'm a goddess.
Yeah.
So
come on.
Yep.
I live the goddess lifestyle. I don't do any heavy lifting. You know what I'm saying? I don't do any heavy lifting.
Not everyone can fit
heavy
into the
lifting.
goddess genre.
And
It's a bad bitch genre.
That's some heavy lifting right here.
well, I don't do any heavy lifting. But no matter the relationships that I have in my life, it could be a primary partner, it could be a friend, it could be a dom sub relationship. They understand, you know, my goddess commandments. They understand the models that I follow, my needs, and they show up in the ways that needs to show up in whatever our particular relationship is. So, you know, when we go circle back to the thing about men, and, you know, there are a lot of women out there that are starting to feel their power and to tap into some things. And we, you know what I'm saying? That nigga, he vanilla. You just got out of the vanilla closet. Relax. Right?
But also the power, learning the power of feminine energy, changes.
Right. Because it's light, it's dark,
it's
all
for
those
you when you know
things.
how to manipulate that energy.
Right. And the thing is, ethics, you know what I'm saying? Having a sort of moral compass and the ability to self-govern. You know what I'm saying? And so I have so luckily for me, I have, I would say, a legion, you know, a lot of women in my environment that think the way I do, and, you know, we move in this community. And I have other women that want to come in because I do train, like in the goddess lifestyle and spirituality and all these things. And sometimes I have to tell women, no, you're not ready. And they are not ready because one of the main reasons is because they don't love, respect, honor, and invest in men. You know what I'm saying? I'm not got to have these, like, opposite of He-Man woman haters in the sanctuary, and you claiming that you're a goddess. You know what I'm saying? Because they think that goddess is, you worship me, you this, that, you know, sweep down at my feet or whatever, and they're just projecting the issues of patriarchy that has been put on them. They haven't healed and dealt with their shit and also submitted, right? And so that's something that we have to check in ourselves. And so I have told women no, because I'm not going to give the skills and the tools and the power, well, not give them the power, help them access their own to somebody who's going to use pussy energy for bad. You know, I teach you how to use that.
With everything, it's a give and take. People think that you're just supposed to sit and receive. Some people feel like they're supposed to sit, receive. It's a give and take.
Exactly. And I try to tell people the difference, because there's women out here. Yes, there's queens. What's up, queen? Right? And then there's goddesses, right?
What about them hoes?
And it's hoes.
Oh, it's definitely hoes.
I mean, some of us are multifaceted, but I would say for me,
I call myself the wholesome hoe.
I would say that the difference between maybe a woman and a queen and a goddess is that A woman can birth and give life and those things. A queen, she is going to command and demand and take charge and take no prisoners because she's got a kingdom to uphold. But a goddess, when she is worshipped properly, and when she's worshipped properly, she delivers. Think about Goddess Oshun. Think about Isis. Think about goddesses. These people, these spirits, they're worshipped. And when the devotion is right and when everything is tight, man, abundance keep flowing into my life.
Because you attract people that want
think about
to.
Jesus. Like, just pick it. Pick a spirit. And I am, goddess embodiment on this earth. So when I am loved and healed and received and all those things the way, I will deliver. You know what I'm saying? I want devotion, and then I will be a deliverer to you. And when you have that kind of relationship, it's, it takes it to the spiritual realm. We're having sex on the spiritual realm.
It's because that's what you attract. Like, you're attracting somebody that wants to provide. It's not like they're like, I'm going to do this for you and you're going to do this for me. It's like, I want to do this for you because I want to do this for me.
Right. Exactly. Because we live a certain level of lifestyle, period.
Do you think
we got to get trained in that? Everyone's not ready.
Even in the sub-dom world, because I feel like we move generally off of instinct, but every world has a different type of energy. In the sub-dom world, do you guys move off of solely energy, or do you still have the conversations like, what's your love language? Like, how you like to be liked or worshipped or appreciated? Like, because even with us, like, we're still finding out things. Like, we just had a talk this past weekend, like, of the things she wants more of, but she has been content with because she didn't think I was able to do it. Like, she doesn't mind PDA. I never did PDA because I'm a hood nigga, and my head is always on a swivel. So if I'm kissy face with you, I'm not looking around to make sure ain't nobody running up on me. Now the reality of somebody running up on me is slim to none, right? Because I ain't out here. Yeah, I'm the hardest nigga. I'll knock everybody out. That's not the energy I put out to the world. But because of my environment, I was raised with the mindset,
you're a warrior.
Always keep your head on the swivel. You driving, always play all three mirrors. You never know who may be looking at you as a lick. So that was my reasoning for not doing PDA. It's not like I don't want to be more hugged up with her, but just because of the way I was raised.
Right, it's a trauma response.
It's a trauma response. Right. The way I was raised and the way I lived. And up until a couple weeks ago, I still was that way because I didn't think that was something that she needed because she didn't say, she didn't push for it.
Right.
So I didn't give it. But then we had the conversation, it was like, oh, well, I can do that.
Right.
Yes.
And you probably,
and it was like such an easy switch for him.
Because you just didn't know. The communication wasn't there.
But also not even just her. You probably realized in this moment, I'm safe. I don't even have to do that no more. It was about you. And you trusting, I'm good.
That is very true.
It was
that is very true because I was like,
anything.
I felt like I had turned off so many switches to my survival mode.
Now you thriving. It's a different switch.
But it's switches under those switches. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like there's nothing that is like just one level. It's a spectrum of everything. And so my survival mode dealt with our finances, the way we communicate, the way we move, all of that. It's not just a singular thing. So, yeah, I turned off the survival mode. Yeah, we good. We can put shit on auto pay now. You know what I'm saying? If we had gas cars, we can go to the gas station to put the car in and fill it, walk in, and don't worry about it, right? So we're not in survival mode.
You hear the quick flex?
It ain't nothing about that.
If we had gas cars.
That was just being technical.
I know.
But outside of that, there are other switches that you still need to turn off, and we don't know that we use these cards that are like conversation starters, icebreakers when we're on long trips or even when we're driving. Because I'm a music person, so when I'm driving, I just put the music on. But I realized I was missing out on valuable time where I could learn more about her. So I was like, hey, anytime we're in the car, let's just bring the cards with us so we can talk
You got
more.
a brother?
So in these cards, it brought up those type of questions like, what do you want more of, but you're afraid that I will push back on or something like that. And that's how we brought this whole thing up. And that's what brought it to the forefront because I never would have thought of that. In my mind, protect her first. My family's good. They're not wanting for nothing. Bills are paid. We good. But it's so deeper than that because like I said, nothing's singular. So after that, it's like, okay, well,
what?
If you go into the store, I would love some PDA.
That's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Once you have your like physical and your needs met, you have house, you have shelter. Now we can start to get into the emotional needs. Like we can start going up the chart. But we get so stuck on like, providing those physical, tangible things, they don't even get to go to the next.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I definitely teach women that, you've been in survival mode, but you're not surviving anymore. You're thriving.
Next
and so
level.
it's a different
There
subset.
has to be something to the fact that it seems like everyone we meet that's in the sex industry or in the lifestyle, everyone is so spiritually
connected,
and it's like there's something that there's obviously something there.
Yeah.
But I do wonder though, do you guys ever act or pursue someone just out of carnal desire?
Yes.
Yes.
Very much so.
Still?
And there are
Okay.
spaces that allow for that.
Okay.
I know as a person who attends and hosts play parties
Tell
and
'em,
play
girl.
spaces, like there are times where I'm like, I just want to get railed. Completely just devoured and railed. And there's a space that is created for that amongst people who are going to make that a safe space for me. They're not going to look at me any differently once I move about the world. And so I know how to create spaces like that. I know how to go into spaces like that. So yes, that is still there. But there's a time and a space for everything.
Just like
Duality.
duality.
Yeah.
And I think that's really big because you think that, and a lot of people think this. I really feel like we hear these labels and these titles, and we do that one because it's easy to identify people. But when you do that and you learn about a new label, a new group, a new lifestyle, something like that, learn about it.
Yes.
Don't just hear okay, they're into this,
Add
and
to
then
your
keep moving.
vocabulary.
Actually learn about it
Yes.
because when you hear about BDSM or you hear about DOMs and subs,
yeah.
you take that as face value.
Right.
And you don't
50 Shades of
learn
Grey.
all the intricacies of it.
Right.
You don't learn that there's a spectrum just like that. There are people that are in the entry level. There are people that are moderate. There are people that are professionals that teach other people how to love people that way and experience that same energy. Because when you don't do that, you limit your learning and you sound ignorant when you engage in conversation with someone that's like, oh, I guess you just out here fucking everybody. Like,
Right. Oh, you like to
no.
beat niggas' ass. That's what I get a lot. I'm like,
Or you only
Um,
like this, and now it's hard to communicate that. No, yes, I identify as this, but that doesn't mean I'm not that.
Exactly.
Right. And
So-
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
So with the spirituality piece, priestess pussy, kind of little area of mine. What I find is that most people that are in this space maybe have had some foundation in like Christianity, standard Catholicism, and all that stuff, but they have expanded beyond that to being, of the world, of the universe, or in some sort of African spirituality. And y'all talked about duality and, the difference between some of the practices and teachings in Christianity versus African traditional practice like Orisha Ifa or Santeria or voodoo or those kind of things is that it's not about this picture of absolute light or absolute perfection. That's not realistic and that's not the goal. The goal is a balance of light and dark. They do, acknowledge that to have harmony is to have both and to have balance. And it's more about what's your purpose. It's more about what's your destiny. And it's not sin or hell. It's more in this realm, you're either moving towards your destiny or you're not. And that is your personal, what I'm saying, growth or whatever. So when people are tapped into these things, we are free to fully explore the totality of who we are and not feel no kind of way about it because we know that to get more in the balance of the light and dark is to be more godly.
And to be more whole.
Period.
Yes. To be more whole.
To be
There's
tapped
yin
into
and
that
yang.
energy.
There's light and dark.
So,
you have to be okay with that.
Hef,
real quick
which
back.
was first? I really want to find out his journey into Hef's, and I'm watching the time. And usually it's you on my back about time, and this time it's me.
That's
Growth.
That's true.
And now I feel like my pits are sweating.
All I was gonna say is just,
It's some 3 pussy pills.
I was just gonna say
Right,
that
I
the
forgot.
balance thing
I
is
forgot.
so essential because this whole year I've been talking to Farron about balance.
Yes, I was going to say that too.
That's all I was gonna say.
Yes,
Every
yes.
time I get
Sorry, we're
elevated by
adjusting
something.
toys over here.
Oh, do your thing.
Good.
Every time we get elevated off of anything, I always come back to the balance and just finding that balance is a perfect perfect place to be at, and also like it keeps you open for other things to think about. So that's all I was gonna say.
Even sexuality is a spectrum. You said a spectrum. Every sexuality is a spectrum. People think like you're either straight, you're lesbian, you're whatever. It's a spectrum. It's like I might be straight, but I'm okay with seeing this or doing this or see.
Right.
It's all a spectrum, and there is no rubric
respect.
of what relationships look like. There is no rubric of what sexuality looks like. if you're open to exploring different things and touch there and not touch there and stuff like that,
Now I
you
feel
open up a completely different world
Yeah.
of trust and respect with your partner, and it's just a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And that I was thinking that too, babe, because I was like, in everything that we talked about today, I've been hearing repeated my word for the year, intention, and yours for the year, balance.
Ashe.
So
You
wow,
said you had a
everything comes
question for
together.
me. I was curious because you didn't get to that.
Yes, I just wanted to know, like, which was first? Were you already in the lifestyle and saw the need for the sextables and sex vitamins? Like, what was the connection for you?
Okay, so I'm gonna do like the Cliff Notes version. All right, so back in 2008, hold up, no, 2009, I was working at this car dealership, and they closed the car dealership, so we got laid off.
You heard it too.
No, right?
Of course.
Wow.
And what are you swiveling on over there?
I have an egg inside of me right now.
Let's go one more.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
If you want to hold up the remote so they know what
This one right here.
what's we got
Yeah.
to
she
do
has
it over there.
She has an egg inside her. Not only does it vibrate, but it shocks her pussy from the inside.
Hallelujah.
Yes. So
Wow.
so this one guy I worked with, he hit me up. He was like, "Man, you should try this Viagra coffee." I was like, "Viagra coffee?"
I remember that.
There was a Viagra coffee.
No, for real. So
And it came in a sip. One was in a black package.
Damn.
And then one was like in a gray package.
it was called Magic Power Coffee.
Yep.
Right.
Magic
so
Power. Man,
so I
blue
was
magic.
like, I tried it out, and one of my buddies, I didn't try it for a while, and he was like, "Man, tell my homie Fred about this give him some of this coffee." I was like, "Man, just try it at work." He called me the next day at like 7:30 in the morning, like 8 times. I had 8 missed calls from him. And he was like, "Man, where can you get some more of this coffee from?" I was like, "What you mean?" I said, "Tell me how it worked." And he told me. I was like, "Word." So I went on my homeboy site and I signed up. It was like a network marketing thing. And it was early, and I just saw what it could do for people. And then I remember one of my old customers, it's a couple, and I gave it to them, and they were like, "You helped save our marriage." I was like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, "Well, it had us more connected." I was like, "Oh, wow." And then they kept promoting it for men, but then I found out what it did for women. And so one of my buddies from China was like, "Hey man, how's that coffee doing?" I was like, "It's good." He was like, "Why don't you come out with your own pill?" I was like, "Man, I don't have the money or the time." He said, "I didn't ask you about money or time."
Right.
Ooh.
He said, "I just want to know what you think about it." He said, "Well, listen, my brother-in-law is a master herbalist at this supplement company. They do supplements around the world." He was like, "I told him about you. He wants to, check you out." I was like, "All right." So I had a meeting with him on Skype like 2 weeks later, and I said, "I want to have a pill for men, and it needs to have these 4 herbs in it." And I said, "But I want to have a pill for women." He was like, "No one's ever asked for a pill for women." I was like, "I know." Because just because I understood what Magic Power Coffee did for women, and at that time when I would have a partner, and she would drink some coffee and it would be like the battle of the damn Titans.
Of the gods.
You know what I'm saying?
Gods.
I was like, "Oh shit!" So that's how it came about, and then it turned into Black Health came out in 2011. I brought Pink Health out in 2012, but really, Pink Health didn't really start blowing up until I had a network of women who had already tried it and who could talk about it. So really, that was like 2015. So like, it's been an incredible journey. That's why I call Pink Health the original vagina vitamin, because when I came out with Pink Health, like, they were still trying to talk about Viagra for women.
Right.
Like, there were no.
And that shit still ain't out.
No, it's still not out.
Let me tell you
And
what's
it's not
Viagra
as
for
healthy
women.
for you.
So
Viagra for women, I don't give. I don't shrooms.
Okay.
Mushrooms, psilocybin. Wow.
I need to try
Wow.
microdosing because
Yeah,
we did shrooms.
Shrooms.
We went for her birthday. We went to her house which
Joshua
I
Tree.
recommend for anybody.
It was
Go to
nice.
Joshua Tree, get a nice Airbnb. We were out there for about 4 or 5 days. A friend of ours brought some
to go
shrooms
down.
out there. He brought us blender, blended it,
Vitamix.
put it in the in a
smoothie.
smoothie from McDonald's. and we were gone for 6 hours.
If you don't mind
Not
asking,
even
how was the
in this
sex on
over-
shrooms? Because I know it had
We didn't
to
even
be.
do it.
We felt, so here's the thing.
can facilitate
But
that.
here's the thing. The day before we were on something else.
Okay.
And the day before that we were on something else.
Okay.
So we did.
Oh, y'all been riding
but
away.
we just didn't get a chance to like do it
while
with
on
the yeah.
shrooms.
So
Sex
we were.
on
Sex.
shrooms is amazing.
Really?
You
Yes.
feel
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Every sensation is magnified to the 1,000th. It's so good. It is so good.
I bet
It's
you'll
so
open
good.
that ass up that time.
Yes, you will. Yes, you
You
will.
might
Because your
have.
ego has a death kind
Yeah.
of
Death
thing.
ego.
I had-
So you'll
Ego,
be
yeah.
open.
I was high for so long, I got mad about being high. When is this shit gonna wear off? It was around hour
how
4.
on the fifth day.
That is
Yeah,
how shrooms
it was
sometimes.
just
He
so
danced
when
in
you're
a
sleepy,
corner
but
of
you
a
can't.
room
You can't
for like
sleep.
45 minutes
I was just
straight.
like,
He was just dancing.
Shroom
He
sex
was
is my
like,
favorite.
he's like, it doesn't make you want to do this, and he was just dancing.
You gotta just do what
And
it
that's
needs
so
to be
great because a lot of people are scared, especially our people, because we think shrooms is white people shit.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, people are scared. Man, I don't know what's in there. I don't want to whatever. And what I find, because I take people through healing journeys, right? I use it as a medicine. I mean,
so you
recreational
like
too.
old girl from Nine Perfect Strangers.
So yes, white bitch stole my life. That's literally what I do at the sanctuary, but it's in the hood, and we are black women.
Yes.
You know, but we're open to everybody. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not rushing on some like inheritance
Yeah.
or what have you. It's, all from me and my people. But yeah, going on.
Same.
What was I saying?
Shroomy sex is lit.
Lift up, please.
Shroomy sex.
Shroomy sex.
is
Shroomy
lit.
sex is.
You
So-
connect on a different level.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
It's gonna.
Lift up,
Yeah.
please. We'll just turn it up a little bit.
Why do you think this is so fun?
No, it's it is fun. But what I was gonna say, because it came back to me now that I sat back on the throne, is that a lot of people are scared of what's inside of you. But what I have found, taking tons of people through journeys, is what's inside of most people is laughter.
Yeah. And
Wow.
when we were going through a spell, laughter, I really feel like
Help
saved
save
it.
us.
Yeah.
And I
Yes,
thought it was
'cause it's a
communication at the
cathartic
time.
release.
Yeah, but it really was laughter because
Yeah.
we always laugh
Yeah, we
through everything.
Yeah.
It was like, even if we're not going to agree on this, we're going to agree that what just happened was funny.
That shit was hilarious.
Yeah. Yes. It was a lot of fun. And it's always been like that. So I really encourage that, man. Laughter. Even if you're not funny or you feel like you're not funny, find a funny movie to watch together or watch comedy
Yes.
together.
Finding Dory or something like
Yeah, that shit
Oh,
really
my God.
Baby's
does.
Kids, something something funny and like.
I recommend dodgeball. Or or
you know what? I could not stomach dodgeball.
Or
Step Brothers?
Beer Fest.
Step Brothers.
Step Brothers is my
Step
shit.
Brothers I
Listen,
can
listen.
do. But I
I
couldn't
recommend
stomach.
Beer Fest.
Okay, I've seen Beer Fest.
Beer Fest
Isn't
holy.
that the one where they forget, so they have to get drunk again, go
Yep.
back and
Yep.
yeah. Okay,
Yep.
Beer Fest is a good one, but
Yes.
dodgeball, I left the
Sausage
theater.
Party
I could
is
not do
good,
it.
too.
Because that dry
Sausage
white
Party
people
is
you-
good.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about Beer Fest? I haven't seen the movie, but just based off of what she said, we were driving back from Vegas this past weekend, and I think we were on Huff. I think it was Huff Facts, and it was saying that in old Persian times, you had to present a fact or something that you wanted to be instilled, a law, something like that. You had to present it sober, and then you had to
Oh
present
yes,
it drunk.
they had to discuss it. The council had to discuss
it.
an idea or a law,
I'm sure
whatever.
they still do that now.
Both sober and drunk.
I say
And if
yes
it was
for America.
if
Yeah.
it
I bet
was
they
a
do
good
that.
idea in
And
both,
then it would be passed.
Both
I say
conversations,
we
then
do
it would be
it
passed.
sober and then high.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
I'm sure that's happening. Them people in the Senate is doing some wild ass shit.
It's
We
wild as
want
fuck
world
right now.
peace, but I feel like the secret to honestly world peace, I say everybody do some shrooms and let's come to a table.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
some
feel like
people got
everybody
some
would be fucking. I don't know how
Voldemort
much we
demons
would
that
actually
we
have
don't have to
done.
slay.
if we
I mean,
did
but is that all bad? I'm just saying, is it?
No, it's definitely
Not
not
But
at
bad.
to say, for
Not
some
at all.
folks, that's all they needed.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
To become more agreeable. Anyway, this was so great, and y'all energy is amazing, and the plan with the toys and all the things that's happening.
There's a lot going
and
on,
trying
guys.
to stay focused. This
Yes.
reminds me of that segment on HBO's Crash Box,
I've been
that
quiet.
kid show. and then one of them was called Distraction News. It'd be a bunch of shit happening, but you have to remember what the lady actually said the whole time.
Right.
And so y'all was hella Distraction News this entire fucking episode.
Training you, battle testing you.
Battle
But there will be distractions in the field.
Before noon.
I might add.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So again, just in case somebody missed last week's episode, go back and watch it if you did, fool. But
Look, Tracy 79
Daddy
said
help.
also those vitamins and edibles work. Word.
we know.
They do.
We know.
Hey,
Oh my
you,
God.
So
We
Tracy
never both
79,
went all in like this
can
at
you
the same
please
time.
go and leave a review about your experience?
Oh, it's
Yes.
I got one better. Tracy, I think it is.
Tracy.
She says earlier in the chat, she said, I've been following Health since 17 or 18. The convos and content is always awesome.
That's
Wow.
Oh,
dope.
nice.
Yeah, I love that. Hey.
Nice.
So here's the deal. I'm gonna give another triple dog there.
Oh, man, listen. We about to
No.
I love
This
the
for the people
joy
out
that
here.
just
Okay,
brings across Amir's
Okay,
face.
so here's the thing. So for anyone that goes on pinkhouse.com and puts in the code the Moors, you get 10% off. Like buy the Juicify Pussy Treat, right? It's only $20, right? And I triple dog dare you to eat both of them. And chronicle yourself eating both of them.
Yeah.
And tag the Moors and Pink Hefts in it, right? And let
Please
us
tag us.
Yes,
I
please
like
do.
that.
Word up.
Because we
I want to hear
do
the
this
story
thing.
after.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
we created this new level and this new tier
Post
rather
it
in our Patreon, and we will try a new toy, a new supplement every month, and then we go live right after.
Oh, that's dope.
So
I
everything's
thought you
still
were gonna say
fresh.
during.
Oh no!
Why the pussy
I would
still
love to, but we'd
dripping?
have to switch to the
Drip, drip.
Vimeo
I
platform.
agree.
Yeah,
Maybe it's time
Vimeo
to-
has a lot more lax rules.
Yeah,
than
Vimeo,
YouTube.
yeah, it does.
But
that it does.
It we go live right after, and we've talked about everything. The cars that we were talking about, the discussion cars, the toys, the
Yeah.
womanizer, things like that. Because we partner with another black sex toy company.
Rated Intimate.
Rated Intimate. It's a black-owned sex toy company.
Yes.
They have lingerie, they have toys, they have
they need to
everything.
talk to me.
And we, yeah, man, it's a lot
The
of fun.
Moore's 10 with them to
Yeah.
get 10% off.
Yeah, so definitely do it, man. We definitely appreciate y'all coming on and
It was
definitely appreciate you
amazing.
guys bringing light
Yes,
to the
yes.
different ways that you can be happy. Like there is no cookie cutter way to do anything when it comes to living, when it comes to relationships, marriage, raising your kids, obviously showering. We had a couple months ago all the stars coming out talking about they don't shower
what?
every day and shit like that. Teach their own. I'm not here to judge that shit, man. None of us wearing black robes. We're not here for that shit.
No.
What we hear about is just to enhance our time while we are here.
Indeed.
Live the best life that you can.
Indeed.
Be the happiest that you can.
Yes. Yes.
And we
And
were talking about
become the
spirituality
best version of
earlier.
yourself.
And we were talking about, how everything comes back to that. And I really feel like the more that you get grounded in that, the less you get away from the material things, the earthly things. You realize what's more important. I was always a person that I didn't care about money in the sense of like, I'm just chasing money, but it was very important. It was definitely a ruler of my time. And now what's most important to me are the experiences that I make with my family, the experiences that I have with my friends and touring and traveling and creating these vivid memories and core memories that I can share with people like, yo, you should try this out, That is so much more important and connecting with people on a energy and a spiritual level than the money. So if we
Yes.
take nothing else from here, man, like live your life to the fullest.
Yes,
Have
yes.
a great
Yes,
time while
indeed.
you're doing it.
Yes,
You
yes,
will
yes.
you'll appreciate every day so much more when you do it that way.
Always be
right.
willing to
You know what I mean?
learn.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh
After
my
that.
goodness.
Do the
Wow.
drugs, have the sex.
Yes. Quote that. Do the drugs.
It's amazing.
Have the sex.
It's
Do the
amazing.
drugs, have
Have
the
the
sex.
sex.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank y'all so much for watching, man.
Yes. And real quick, how can we find you, Daddy Hef?
Oh, Twitter, daddy_hef, Instagram, @KingHefs, @PinkHefs, @BlackHefs.
Okay. Majesty.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the THE Fun Sexual. You can find my podcast, the Fun Sexual Podcast. You can find me on Excite Bunny at What Would Maj Do.
Oh, nice.
And you
Yes.
can find me on Instagram at Sweet Love Sanctuary and my website, sweetlovesanctuary.com.
And I just realized when you said fun sexual, like we just met, I was already following you. So you must have, this must have been like an explore page thing. And I was like, follow. Okay. But yes. So thank you guys so much for joining us, especially Patreon for being up in here. If you ain't on Patreon, you missing out, y'all. You could have already been in the convo.
Run them coins.
But yes, thank you for joining us for another episode of More to the Story. I'm Farron Moore.
I'm Sit Here More.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, it is.